Welcome to my world. Another day, another time, another period for knowledge acquisition. Knowledge is power, health is wealth. Today's topic has to do with blood flukes and anemia. When you talk of blood fluke, it's like you are thinking of vampires, blood suckers, blood parasites, blood parasite that really makes people sick. And it is something that you find very common all over the world in the past, but now developed countries have overcome all these things with regular prevention and controls. But these are not happening in developing countries. But regardless, there is a way of acquiring it and there is a way of preventing it. So these are what you will understand as I expose everything on these blood flukes, that they are parasites and they really suck our blood and make us very anemic. As we move on to the slide section, please press like or subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, so that more quality production could come from me to you and let us enjoy the benefit of what I try to present in the slide section. The outline, the objective, introduction, types of flukes, geographical distribution, laboratory diagnosis, treatment, and recommendations are what I shall be touching on this time around. The objective, to create awareness of one of the neglected tropical diseases, NTD, and its relation to anemia, so that the preventive measures form the bulk of the recommendations of this study. Introduction. The topic blood flukes and anemia is very broad and interesting, needing a clear understanding of terms like blood fluke and anemia. Blood flukes are any of certain parasitic worms, trematodes, that live in the vein of the host organism. And anemia is a condition in which the body doesn't have enough healthy red blood cells, which I discussed last time, but if you've forgotten, we will do a little refresher. Blood parasites are organisms that live in the bloodstream of a host and can include protozoa and other organisms. Some examples of blood parasites include Plasmodium species of parasite that cause malaria. We have the Theileria species of parasite which cause cattle tuberculosis, trypanosomes that cause African sleeping sickness and South African Chagas disease. Schistosome that we want to really talk about today cause blood fluke. Flukes which can affect the bladder or intestine, as I shall expose in this study. Microfilaria would cause elephantiasis, lymphatic filariasis, river blindness, and could also be transmitted in the blood transfusion. Types of flukes. We have blood flukes and bladder flukes. Blood flukes are the schistosomiasis that is our major concern today, while the bladder flukes are the fascioliasis that is caused by fasciolar particles, platelia buscae. Anemia is a well-known symptom of fascioliasis. Under schistosomiasis, schistosomiasis is a parasitic disease that can cause anemia in children. It's thought that it contributes to anemia through anemia of inflammation and occult blood loss, causing iron deficiency. If you have not forgotten, however, that iron deficiency has been implicated in some, especially cancers, so it won't be surprising that schistosomiasis, or the one that has now been attributed to hemotobium, cause the liver, the bladder cancer. Geographical distribution. The above figure shows some zones that are free of the schistosome hematobium. Just like I had said, it's not worldwide that causes bladder hematuria and bladder cancer. USA is among these unaffected because it lacks the parasite intermediate host, the snail. Though they have snail, but the specific snail that would be the intermediate host of this parasite is not available in many of those clear zones. and that is why you cannot find such infection there. Flatworms are called trematodes, and schistosome, which is a flatworm, has 3 species, and now 4. There is X matobium, X japonicum, X mansoni, and X meganki. All are blood flukes. Schistosome parasites require intermediate freshwater snail host to develop to the effective larval stage for human infection, and that you can see in the picture diagram. You will see it come to the level of the snail. The snail of the genus Bertillons act as intermediate host for S. hematobium, while the other snake in the picture, Biofamlaria, acts as the intermediate host for S. mansoni and that of Meganki. And you now find the parasite, the miracidium, growing in this snail, and after a while it moves into the it develops in the snail from the sporocyte, and eventually grow to become the Caesaria, which also is more effective. It can penetrate man's skin. After 48 hours, it will penetrate the skin of man and start the movement to the portal blood. In the portal blood, it matures a little and form the male and female type of it, which is what we are seeing at the top as a copulation. That's where they now start laying egg. They go to the bladder or to the small intestine blood, the veins there, and start producing their eggs, which will cash out as we see. The lab diagnosis: microscopy of terminal urine, because the bladder would, the hematobium reside there, burrowing and causing serious blood granuloma, as well as in the stool for the other types. Serological tests could also be performed: PCR, PCV, and hemoglobin estimation for, in case you are suspecting, you want to confirm if the patient is anemic. Now to treatment. Praziquantel is the recommended treatment against all forms of schistosomiasis. It is effective, safe, and low cost, even though reinfections may occur. So just take note, and the treatment is initiated and repeated in childhood, especially in endemic area. Finally, recommendations. According to WHO, the control of schistosomiasis is based on large-scale treatment of at-risk population groups. Access to safe water, improved sanitation, hygiene education, and behavioral change, and snail control and environmental management. The WHO strategy for eradication of these menace schistosomiasis by 2030 control, and for schistosomiasis control, focuses on reducing disease through periodic targeted treatment with praziquantel, through the large-scale treatment, prevention, chemotherapy of affected population. So it is like blind treatment. You don't want to know whether you even present with the symptoms, the sign and symptoms, but that because you are living in an endemic area, you are given this preventive chemotherapy. It involves regular treatment of all at-risk group. You should also be wary. Boil your water. Take safe water, pure water, the one that has no taste, no color change. Water is very important, and we are talking of areas where the water pool, like riverine area, where people who are involved in rice production, those messy areas there, the snail could be there, and the Caesaria could be there, the one that could penetrate the skin of human and cause the problem. So those are also areas that you could also prevent the infection from getting to you. Like I've always said, there are so many videos on this channel on health matters. You can always help. These days there are so many cancers, and these are organisms that could be implicated because they cause serious iron deficiency, and they also burrow, they cause granulomatous, and you can understand these granulomatous can grow up, expand, enlarge, and become cancer, especially if left untreated for too long. Well, if you enjoy watching this, please try watch or subscribe. Press the like button. Continue watching.